Welcome to the Quick Galloper YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, share and hit the notification bell.
They're off for the Alexander Hamilton Memorial Trophy. Provident and Supernatural Power break at the back of the field. They charge down toward the final six and Fun Khan Dun has grabbed that lead. Zulu Warrior in close attendance. Wall Street Trader forming the line of three. A break of 2 lengths back to Provident and Supernatural Power held up just the trailer as the small field make their way down the back stretch. They're about to arrive at the 5. Maybe 5 lengths separates them all and Zulu Warrior shows on that lead. Fun Khan Dun 3/4 of a length down on the rail. Supernatural Power now unleashed and beginning to gain as they make their way into that final half of a mile. They're into the turn for home and Supernatural Power and Radish Roman now assume the lead. Wall Street Trader trying to stay with her. Zulu Warrior fades back in third. Fun Khan Dun has backed out into fourth spot and Provident races at the back, but they've left the 3/8 and make their way passing the 5/16 and it is the filly Supernatural Power who holds the advantage. Wall Street Trader now launching an attack in the red silks down against the rail. Here is Fun Khan Dun wound up on the outside. Supernatural Power in a battle royale. Wall Street Trader on the rail. Fun Khan Dun kicking in on the outside. Fun Khan Dun and Supernatural Power continue the duel inside the final furlong. Fun Khan Dun just the leader. Supernatural Power and Radish Roman attempting the fight back. It is Fun Khan Dun battling Supernatural Power. The bobbing heads have gone by. Could be Fun Khan Dun just over Supernatural Power, but it's close. Then Wall Street Trader, Zulu Warrior and Provident.
Ready for a start. They're off and racing. Provident gets a good start over on the far side. That's King Pie. Blue Vinyl is up with the front end and Star Aura. So Star Aura wants that lead. Coming down behind the Star Aura, is that a fact? Right there too, Blue Vinyl. Then comes a Provident. Just behind those we find Unruly Dawn and racing out on the outside. That's King Pie. Then comes a Whiskid as they come towards the going down the backstretch, coming toward the 6, and it's Star Aura on that lead, about 2 lengths in front of Is That a Fact as they go past the 6 furlong point. Another 4 before we come to Blue Vinyl. Then comes Unruly Dawn. King Pie comes next. Provident joined on the inside by Whiskid and racing at the back of the field. That's Inspire Force. They make their way toward the 4 and Star Aura now stretching the lead about a length and a piece in front of racing down into second, patiently ridden 2. That Is That a Fact as they spin that turn into the half-mile pole. Coming down into third, that's Blue Vinyl. Then comes rushing down into it on the outside. That is a King. That's Blue Vinyl wanting to come once again. Also coming down in the middle, that's Whiskid beginning to come forward too. That's Unruly Dawn there at the top of the lane and now sent through to get that lead. And now Is That a Fact gets the cue from the rider and now goes on. Here come Blue Vinyl coming to challenge on the outside. Is That a Fact in front? Blue Vinyl just on the outside. These two matching stride coming to the furlong pole. Is That a Fact trying to hang on? Blue Vinyl is full out and coming down. But Is That a Fact hanging from Blue Vinyl? Is That a Fact keeping on? Blue Vinyl running off the course. Is That a Fact will go on to beat Blue Vinyl? Is That a Fact beat Blue Vinyl? Then comes running on for third. That's Inspire 4 Star Aura. And King Pie back in 5th.
They're off. Neostar staggers out at the back. Whiskid is driven down the rail trying to get that lead. Toward the outside, Don Quezzy is running fast along with Hail the Queen, and Don Quezzy picks it up as they arrive at the mile and go into the clubhouse turn. Hail the Queen pulls alongside, they match strides. A break up some 4 back to Rainsville in the yellow silks. Pretty Brown Ting on the outside of a recovering Neo Star. Wicked Cassie in the green races on the rail. A break of 4 back to Brenda Boy. Whiskid is next, and last of all, it's the Real Identity. They've left the 7 behind them. They take to the back stretch and approach the final 6. And Hail the Queen has now been put to that lead, opening up 3.5 lengths as they go toward the 5. Don Quezi chasing in second. Neo Star is a further 2 lengths back in third, held together as they approach the 5. Rainsville, the grey races, just in front of Pretty Brown Ting. 3.5 lengths back to Wicked Cassie, Whiskid on the rail. Brenda Boy on the outside, circling horses. And last of all, it's the Real Identity. They're about to arrive at the half mile and go running into the turn. And Don Quezi has not shot through to get that lead. Neo Star breathing down the neck of the leader. Hail the Queen begins to fade. Rainsville the Grey racing down against the fence as they drive past the 7/16th. Brenda Boy is making a big move. Whiskid racing in behind them. Pretty Brown Ting is next, overtaken by Wicked Cassie. Hail the Queen fading badly. The Real Identity remains last as the field have left the 5/16th, and they'll now come into the lane with Don Quezi out in front, being chased by Neo Star, the favourite. The rider has a look over his shoulder. He sees Neo Star now beginning to lengthen strides, but Don Quezi maintains the advantage. A quick change of hold as they drive toward the furlong pole. It is Don Quezi. Neo Star now coming with a charge on the outside, and Neo Star joins Don Quezi, but the moment is a brief one, and now Neo Star, the favourite, strikes the front. Don Quezi trying to fight back, but it's not going to happen. Neo Star wins the second running of the International Women's Day Trophy. Don Quezi is second, Brenda Boy third, Wicked Cassie is fourth, close between the Real Identity and Whiskid for fifth. They're off for the Miracle Man Cup. Get a Pepsi just a shade slowly out with interesting times ahead at the back. As they make their way toward the 6, and Mamma Mia, as expected, goes for that lead. Atlantic Convoy, Gervano out wide in the red cap. Digital One and Wall Street Trader team up in behind. Other Revolution races on the outside of Get a Pepsi. Is that a fact? Second from the back, and interesting times ahead yet to recover. They've left the 5/8 and run toward the half mile, and out in front, Mamma Mia continues to skitter on with a 4-length lead almost. Atlantic Convoy chasing with Gervano. A Digital One on the inside, Wall Street Trader in the red house to go down. Other Revolution now needs to do some more running. A break back to Get a Pepsi, and is that a fact? They're tied together in a knot. And last of all, interesting times ahead being ridden but going nowhere at the moment. They make their way toward the 5/16th. Can they catch Mamma Mia? Gervano now let loose. So too Wall Street, a Trader. Digital One is on the rail. Other Revolution and Radish Roman will take the widest route into the lane, but they're at the top of it. A quarter of a mile to run. Mamma Mia, here is Gervano kicking in, and Gervano points. Watch Digital One down against the rail. Other Revolution is widest of them all, and now beginning to bubble to the boil. It's Other Revolution and Gervano matching strides. Gervano and Other Revolution continue. Other Revolution, Gervano fighting him off. Gervano and Robert Halidine holding the lead. This is the Miracle Man Cup, and Gervano beats Other Revolution. Is that a fact? Is third. Mamma Mia fourth. Wall Street Trader is fifth. He's ready. And they're off. Oil Machine, Princess Catalina, Unruly Don, Rico, the slowest to leave the stalls as they charge down the backstretch, and California Crown is out sharply and grabs that lead. There goes the favourite, a Digital One, Miss Moneypenny just in behind them. Chocomo races ahead of Major Danger, Star or in between runners, Get a Pepsi out wide. Bossman races up next with Battle Angel. Strike Hard, the Grey races further back in the field as they leave the half-mile marker. Rico trying to recover with Oil Machine and Unruly Don. Fearless Soul second to last, and Forget Princess Catalina with Mount Everest to climb as they've slipped past the 3 and come running toward the 5/16th. California Crown skipping along. Digital One now taking aim but needs to find maybe 4 or 5 lengths to get to California Crown in cruise control at the moment. And now Haladine becomes a busy man inside the final 3/16. It's California Crown. A Digital One has a gap to make up. Get a Pepsi's over on the rail, but they race inside the final furlong. Arriving at the 16th pole, it is California Crown and Robert Haladine. They will romp the Henry W. Jaghai OD JP Trophy. Digital One and Get a Pepsi. They've gone by together. Then Boss Man, Rico, and Fearless Soul.
And we're ready for a start. Often Racing came out in a good line. Left at the back of the field, that's King Pie. Neo Star has speed and a chart the course. Neo Star from Teflon Don. Then comes Gurvan right against Derail Barnaby, and left at the back of the field, that's King Pie. They make their way in the clubhouse turn, and it's Neo Star just about 3/4 of a length in front of Teflon Don. Another 6 before we come to Gurvan. Then comes 2 to Barnaby, and racing at the back of the field, that's King Pie. They turn over on the backstretch with just over 6 furlongs to travel, and Neo Star right on the outside of Neo Star, that's Teflon Don. They're about 6 or 7 in front of Gurvan. Then another 2 before we come to Barnaby, and way out of it, that's King Pie. Making the way passing the 5, and it is Neo Star, just the leader, tested all the way by Teflon Don. Getting closer, that's Gurvan. Right, and watching them from 4th, that's Barnaby, and hopelessly out of it, King Pie going past the 4 and head toward the 3. Neo Star and Teflon Don, these two glued together. Neo Star now kicking away, going on by a length from Teflon Don. Has to get closer, that's Gurvan. Barnaby is making stealthy progress at about 15 or 20 lengths to King Pie. Hopelessly out of it. They're at the top of the lane, Neo Star. Barnaby now gets rolling. Neo Star in front. Barnaby trying to get Neo Star. And now Barnaby hits the front. Neo Star still there battling on the inside. Coming out wide, that's Gurvan. It is Barnaby in front and traveling nicely. Barnaby begins to pull away from these. Barnaby in front and in total control. Barnaby and Radish the Sneaky Fox Roman in the end by about 7. Gurvano gets second, then comes Neo Star. I think Teflon Don just headed King Pie for 4th.
Thank you for watching another video produced by the team from QuickGallopJaya.com and its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper. Please stay on the channel for other enlightening videos on those involved in local horse racing. Please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell.